we go.
Sega, one of my favorite game developers. Man, they dip their toe into everything. You got the action platformers like Sonic. You got the light railgun games like House of the Dead. You got some unique games like Knights and MMOs from Phantasy Star. And you even have fighting games. Virtua Fighter. And you know, time has come where Sega has forgotten about a lot of their games. And luckily, they did not forget about Virtua Fighter, and now it's back after being gone for over 10 years? Dang. So they basically missed out on Xbox One and PS4. So there's a lot of people out here who really don't know about Virtua Fighter who are in the FGC now these days. But luckily, the time has come and Virtua Fighter has come out with a new edition for Virtua Fighter 5, Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Funny enough, Virtua Fighter 2 was my very first 3D fighting game, and that was also the time where I was really into wrestling. So I picked Wolf, and of course Cage, cause Ninja. So big shout out to Danny for giving me an early copy for Virtua Fighter 5 with the Legacy DLC. So big shout outs to him. So let's go ahead and jump into this. So, can we talk about this? This hub is definitely giving me Street Fighter 5 vibes. Like this could be for Street Fighter 5 Super Ultimate Arcade Edition, and the hub will look really similar to the original one. But anyway, the best thing I really do like about this hub is the replay mode in the corner. So you can happen to see a character that you use go up against a character that you're bad against, and maybe they'll show you something how to deal with that character or what they do. And another thing, if you're like a streamer, you can say, oh, hold on, I gotta be right back, go get some water or something, and just leave it on the hub so they can watch replays while you're gonna go do something. But trust me, I've done that. I really think it's a good idea to have the replays at the main menu. Now, some people say that this game is slow, and when it comes to controls, it's super barbaric, and that's a bit of an exaggeration. I wouldn't consider this game slow. I mean, compared to DOA, yeah, DOA is definitely faster, but I would say it's really close to on par with Tekken with some of the characters, and that's mainly because the main character, he's a heavy hitter. He's not, I mean, he can definitely do combos, but he's really known for doing heavy hits, kind of similar to like Paul and Tekken. Then his rival is a freaking wrestler, so of course he's not that fast, and so on. I mean, yeah, there's fast characters, because trust me, this game can move pretty darn fast. Like Brad, oh my goodness, this pressure game is ridiculous. So I really wouldn't call this game slow. And as for the controls, this game only has 3 buttons. One being guard, and the other 2 being punch and kick. But that doesn't mean that it's barbaric. It's so much you can do from the command list, because holding forward or back would change the punch, even down. Same thing with kick, you can also press punch and kick at the same time, guarding kick at the same time, and punching guard, which is your grab. And then there's pressing all 3 buttons, which for some people changes their stance, so now you got a whole list of new attacks that you can do. So I really wouldn't call it barbaric, because this command list is pretty long. I mean, of course it's not Tekken long, but definitely got a lot of stuff you can do. For fighting, this is the most traditional fighting game that you're going to get up to date. There's no supers, there's no EX bar, there's no combat mechanic, just straight up fighting with 1 health bar. You want to come back, you better run them hands, because there's no way you're going to get an X Factor, a Raging Burst, Rage Activate, or use your Ultra. Nope, none of that, just straight up fighting. And honestly, I like that, because almost everybody now has supers and all this comeback mechanics and stuff like that. It's pretty good to just have a traditional fighting game that doesn't have none of that stuff. I always liked Soul Calibur, but then when 5 came out, you have to use meter to do a guard impact, something that you didn't need meter from before, and I hated that. And I know a lot of people hate most of the comeback mechanics that are in games now. I'm not like mad about those, but sometimes, you know, it kind of seems like it's unfair that they get rewarded for getting their butt kicked. But here in Virtua Fighter 5, none of that. Just straight up fighting, no comeback mechanics at all. And you know what else is traditional? These voice lines. I don't know. Sega, I really don't know. Why do y'all keep doing this? I know like for House of Dead, it was like so bad that it was funny good, so y'all kept doing that. But y'all also do it for Virtua Fighter 5. Like, listen to this.
Here comes my suplex.
Time for a combat seminar.
I won't lose!
I'm no pushover, sweetie.
Try training next time!
To be strong is Beautiful.
I honestly think Sega just does this on purpose because of the whole House of the Dead thing. So it's like, screw it. Let's just keep doing bad voice acting stuff. Virtua Fighters 5 roster is one of my favorite rosters because everybody's unique in their own special way. There's no clone characters, and they're pretty faithful to their fight styles. You have the main character Akira with his hard hits. You got his rival Wolf, who's a pro wrestler and does iconic moves like the F5 and RKO. You have the Bruce Lee enthusiast Jackie, along with his sister, but she does Taekwondo, even though it says martial arts, majority of her moves are Taekwondo. For goodness sake, she has the flamingo. You got Brad with his crazy rushdown punches, Vanessa with her grappling brawler style, and then you have Lau, who can get the fuck out of the roster. But one person I've been seeing online a lot is Gene, which is funny enough, he has one of the most basic fighting styles, karate. I don't know if it's because of his looks of the edgelord or he's actually pretty that darn good, but you see this man a lot online, so I'm definitely considering him being the crowd favorite. For newcomers to Virtua Fighter, I recommend Jackie and Brad. Jackie has an array of combos and simple enough to learn the combos, and even if you mash, you're going to get something out because this man switches between punches and kicks like it's nothing. And Brad is pretty fast with a good enough pressure game, and his stances, he can stance cancel into a lot of his attacks, and he's pretty good, so I definitely would recommend those two. Now for online matches. You have ranked match where you preset your character before you even run into the opponent, so you can't really counterpick them, you just run into the fight. I always like that. I like when games do that. Even though Mortal Kombat don't do it, you can always just hide your select, so that's always good, so you won't have to worry about being counterpicked. And as for connection, I haven't ran into no bad connections yet. I've seen a few people on Twitter say that oh my goodness, the internet is garbage, this is slow, it's so delayed. I haven't had no issue so far. I actually know I got into one issue where after I finished a round, it took forever to load up to the next round. I thought the game froze or the person rage quit, but after a few seconds, it popped back and we started fighting again. Other than that, I had no hiccups when it comes to online connection. It ran smooth. I even played people with yellow bars and it ran great. So on my end, nothing's wrong with the online connection. Now for room match, oh my goodness, you can have 16 people to a room. Yes, I love it. We always need this. We need as many people as we can into one room. I hate when it's only like 4. 8 is okay, but 16, yes, we definitely need more of that. My only issue is people can spam emotes at the bottom of the screen, and that can get annoying, especially if you live streaming and some rando comes in there if you have an open room and they can just mash different emotes and stuff like that. I don't know if you can turn it off. I couldn't find if you can or cannot turn it off because I'm still going around through the menus and stuff like that. But oh my goodness, that can easily get very annoying. And of course we have tournament mode, which is preparing, training mode where you can learn combos and commands or just free training, arcade mode, which is just arcade mode, but imagine a fight game for arcade mode, right? And of course offline versus where you just play your friend who's ever over. But then there's customization, but you only get that with the DLC. So thanks, Danny. Customization is nothing, and I mean really nothing to brag about compared to other games that give you a vast array of items and accessories. This usually just gives the character 2 to 4 different color options of their regular outfit, and some stuff you can't put on with the item. You have to be a certain type A, B, or C of the character to still put some stuff on or get a different outfit, because you can't mix and match some of this stuff. Of course, Akira has a lot of different variety colors, but then you got his rival Wolf who barely has anything. And then again, you have Sarah who has a lot of stuff and even like wings. I know customization isn't that important, but I do like to see characters look unique from each other. I always like going online and Tekken and seeing characters completely different from each other, even though that's the same character, because you can change how they look. So I always appreciate that, but I know it's not a buying factor for me to customize my character. And this also comes with traditional Virtua Fighter polyforms, and is it gone? Oh my goodness, some of these are atrocious. Like some I'm okay with. It's kind of weird when they say something and their mouths don't move, but then you got L Blaze looking like a hunchback and oh man. This did not age well. The retro stage though, I like it. And this also comes with over 200 different songs from all over Virtua Fighter. And that's good because, you know, I love me some good music while I'm fighting. All in all, the DLC is really good for Virtua Fighter fans and, you know, customizing your character, and then a great throwback stage. With that being said, I give Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown a rating of vinyl record. It's old, but yes, it's traditional, and you gotta respect the old school. It's great, and just because it's old doesn't mean that it's not as good as quality as some of the new stuff out here. A game doesn't need to be super highly advanced to be good. You don't need all this extra bells and whistles to be good. As long as you got some good core fundamentals, you could be a really great fighting game. And I definitely think that Virtua Fighter 5 is a good fighting game. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I've been trying to do more review type style videos lately, and since all of y'all basically said yes, I was like, why not give this review trial run with Virtua Fighter 5? And who knows, maybe the next review, I'll go even further back in time and review of one of the very first games I ever played. So until next time, with your boy Slick, see ya. Again, thank y'all very much for watching the video. If you like to chat sometimes, I have a Discord. You can go ahead and go in there. I have Twitter where I do a bunch of meme FGC edits that you probably won't see on YouTube because, you know, they get blocked for music and stuff like that. And oh yeah, I have a Patreon. So if you want to support me, link is in the description down below.